to the next part of my journey through the verse. With the Invictus week, there was something completely new to see, and that was a fair for ships directly in the game. So a fair where ships were exhibited in the game, which you could then also look at in a fairground, the so-called Invictus week. And after Mr. Wise Guy was very busy during this time, streaming almost continuously and producing videos, I made my way to New Babbage with Toto, Horistas, Vela and the others to have a look at this ominous Invictus fair. And the first thing I saw was this big blue guy who explained to me that he must be from the Navy, welcoming us to Invictus week. And after my first time at the show, I got lost at first, but of course the gentlemen were waiting for me and showed me everything at the show. There were a lot of new ships parked in this huge hall and also some other stuff to see. Really crazy to visit an exhibition in a game. Also, you could go inside the ships and look around inside, but even there I got lost regularly. Of course, because even these ships are already huge. Especially, the Hammerhead was like a labyrinth and I almost didn't get out. Who builds a ship like that? You might as well call it the Aegis Maze. And yes, I have already seen the various markings and arrows, but there you run around in circles all the time. Colored lines on the floor would be good, so you can see where you want to go. But there was anyway everything green and grey. Visually not a big deal. We could really spend hours here because there were a lot of ships to look at and it was also funny to flit with the gentleman over the fair. But then we took a break and Fireball could shine with his dance skills. Toto was rather, let's say he was a bit wooden. Maybe there will be an in-game dance course soon, I would definitely take Toto with me. The gentlemen dressed up for the fair and put on their best clothes. Well, at least some of them were really dressed up. Horistas looked a bit like Mr. Spock, only the pointed ears were missing for a Vulcan. Vala, who came as a woman again, was almost naked under the jacket. A very interesting choice of clothing, Mr. Duran. Afterwards, we looked at weapons, of course boys and their toys. Some of these guns were really huge and much bigger than my toy figure. And you could buy them directly at the fair, and the guys left some of their UEC directly here. But the fair wasn't over yet and we went down one floor into the basement of the fair, where there were some holograms ships that don't even exist in the game yet, but are supposed to appear soon. And that's where the gentlemen were all fired up, because these concepts were all quite awesome. It was also explained to me that these ships are much bigger and that they are only small models. And when I thought I had seen everything, the gentleman took me to a new hall where there were again some ships to see. These were a bit smaller, but you had to look at each ship very carefully. But then we had the exhibition hall first of all through and have us to further festivities looked at. For this we flew with Vela's 890 jump to the Navy fleet, which also had a lot to offer. And of course Vala named his ship the Great Vala. I think a psychoanalyst would have a lot of fun with that. In any case, the ship was big enough and we all arrived at our destination very comfortably. On the flight I also got a small guided tour of this luxury steamer. When we then reached the fleet, we looked at a docked Javelin that was probably a large destroyer. And a really great ship and of course very expensive. I'm curious whether Mr. Wise Guy will arrive at some point and thinks he absolutely has to buy this ship. But no chance, they said it costs over $2,500. They are crazy. On the ship there were then everywhere explanations to the different stations and what one can do here in such a way. That was really funny staged and we had fun to stroll through the ship and to look at everything. But then they put me in a turret and I came out of this part only later. In any case, you can't be claustrophobic there. It was very busy on the ship and there were also many visitors here who all ran wildly through the corridors. And finally we went to the big briefing room where there was another hologram, but this time it showed the current ship, not a model of an upcoming ship. In any case, the Invictus week was extremely interesting for me, what all is possible in this game and how the gentlemen were happy like little children at Christmas. A big fair, ship to visit, the tour through the Javelin and some more was really a lot of fun. I hope you liked the video and leave me a like and maybe even a subscribe here. The Invictus week was an exciting thing and we had a lot of fun at the show and also with the fleet flying around everywhere. I'm also looking forward to the CitizenCon, which will take place in October, where there should be a lot to see in the game. And a big thank you to all patrons, channel members and Twitch subscribers. You are a real motivation and without you the whole things would not be possible. Thank you for your support. And of course there will be a lot of giveaways again in this month, but there is a special trailer for you which you can watch right after. I say goodbye until next time. Tschüss!